Another problem is with performance decrease. The degradation of performance after being used some time, and during the low and high temperature, the performance of the battery will got decreased rapidly. So we need to find a solution to keep the good performance of the electric vehicle. Then how to ensure the new energy vehicle operation? In China, we have formulated one framework by the government. So we have built up the new energy vehicle data platform, and we can make online inspection of the new energy vehicle. So we have the data. Each vehicle on the road, the dynamic data will be collected and transferred to the government platform. And we can screen out the most defective vehicles and make the online inspection. Then we will make a report and send it to the Ministry of Public Security. For the most defective vehicles, the Ministry of Public Security will force the car owner to go to the PDI centers to receive offline inspection. It includes visual inspection, charging safety inspection, and discharge safety inspection. And the test results will be formulated to a report. Such report will be sent to the car owner. And this car, if it failed in a test, it have to go to the maintenance center to receive repair. And after the repair, the car needs to receive the re-inspection. After the re-inspection, if it still failed the test, it can't be allowed on the road. It must be repaired. We must ensure all the vehicles, EVs, safely on the road. So this is the framework of our solution. And this is the standards to stand by such solution. On the left side is a warning system on the online inspection, about the online inspection. So Anche, our company, is also a participant involving in drafting this standard. The right one is the standard about the PDI inspection. It has been started to implement from March 1st this year. So this is the periodical technical inspection, the procedure. So in the PDI station, firstly we will log in the vehicle information. Then we will use OBD to receive the diagnostic code. If the vehicle have some code reflecting the problem, it can't be make the inspection anymore. It have to be repaired firstly. Without the problem code, so the vehicle can go on to the next step. We'll make the brake tester, the headlamp tester, and the solid slip test. And we will use the special instrument to make the electrical and the charging safety inspection. At our stand, we have standard our equipment, so you can go there to see. Our stand is in hall A1, D22. Then the last step is to make the discharge inspection. So during the vehicle will be put on the four-wheel chassis dynamometer and keep running at a speed 40 kilometers per hour So during the discharge of the battery, we will make the dynamic inspection on the battery, on the motor, and on the electrical control system. So this is the total solution. This drawing is showing what we are doing in China. So the right one is the charging and electrical safety tester. Then will be the computer cabinet, and OBD and electrical control cabinet, and a new electric vehicle 4-wheel chassis dynamometer, and the drive assistant, and the cooling fan. These are all the equipment related to the whole process of inspection in PDRC designs. So about the inspection items, firstly we will make the visual inspection, especially on the charging path, to see if the surface of the parts have obvious deformation or burning marks. And in the view, there shall not be any breaks, damages, surface material dissolution, or burning marks on both high or lower voltage wire harness and connectors inside. And the recessed cell of the pure electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles shall not have cracks, damage, or electronic leakage. So this is about the visual inspection. Then the items about the items to be inspected by the equipment. We will check the power battery safety during charge and discharge. In this process, we will test the maximum temperature of the battery, maximum voltage of a single cell of the battery, and maximum difference between the highest or the lowest voltage of each single cell to the average level of all the battery cells. So we use the charging safety inspection equipment. And during discharge, we will test the maximum temperature of the battery, and we will also test the minimum voltage of a single cell. We will use OBD and 4-wheel chassis dynamometer. And through OBD and 4-wheel chassis dynamometer, we will also test the drive motor temperature, the motor control temperature, also the DC convert temperature. And we will use the automatic electrical safety test equipment to check the potential equivalence between the conductive path and the conductive path to the electronic chassis. We'll also check the insulation on the charging port of AC and DC. This is the equipment we are using with a bigger picture. So what I said, introduced just now, is about the inspection. Another important thing we concern is about the maintenance. If we find some problem with the battery, how can we repair them? Actually, we mainly use the new energy vehicle battery balancer and the new energy vehicle battery charger and discharger. Actually, as we know, there are hundreds or thousands of battery single cells in the battery pack, and they are connected tandem connections to each other. In such a way, we got the very high voltage. But the battery cells just like the box. So at the very beginning, all the box are full of water. But after some time, some single cells will be with leakage. So it says, after charging again, the highest voltage can't get back to the original voltage. So in such case, we need to make the battery balancer, use the battery balancer to make the equalization. To make it's just like we'll give more water to this single bug. So that's the theory, principle. And we use these two equipment to repair or maintain the battery. And this left one is called automatic electrical safety tester. It's being used to test the insulation between different parts. And the right one is the new energy vehicle battery leak tester. Why we need it? Because after we open the battery pack and we pack it again, we need to check the seal condition. Otherwise, in the rain days, maybe the water will get inside and will cause shortcut of the electric parts. That will be disaster. These are more scenarios, application scenarios. So this kind of equipment can be used in the new energy vehicle end of line inspection, PDI and maintenance, and used car trading appraisal. So the last part, some initiatives. Firstly, we hope, and we need to raise the public awareness. Now, electric cars are very popular, especially the young people like it very much because it's really funny. But if people don't have the good awareness to receive inspection or maintenance from time to time, if we drive the electric vehicle, it means we are playing with tiger. It's really dangerous. So, from the bottom of heart, we need to boost our impression, to raise our awareness of safety. We can use the electric vehicle, but we must use it safely. It's not only concerned to ourselves, but it also related to the public safety. The second is we need to boost the third-party inspection. Only through inspection we can find the problem. And through inspection, after finding the problem, we can find an opportunity to make it repaired. So we think all the government should, from the legislation point of view, they needed to legislate to issue the standards or regulations to force make this kind of inspection mandatory. And only the third-party inspection can be impartial, can keep it fair. This is also the third part. We think we need to strengthen the data openness. Actually, there are very many arguments in Western European countries in recent years because the OEM manufacturers, they don't want to open the data of the battery, of the motor. But many organizations, they think the data of the right of data should belong to the owner of the car owner. As soon as I buy this car, I have my right. I have the right to know what is the situation, the rating situation of my battery, of my vehicle. So we think all the government should strengthen the data openness. And a good news is, recently we heard in Europe, it's forced to open the data for the OEM. by legislation. So the government are forcing the OEM to open the data to the owners, to the PDI inspection institutions. But it's not free. It's not in China. China, the data is free. As long as the data is mandatory, so it's free to the public, to the PDI citizens. But in Europe, the OEM will sell the data to the PDI citizens to somebody else, maybe at a cost-effective way. It means some price, but not very high. It's much better than before. So that is what we concern and what we want to appeal for. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just raise it. Thank you.